What up, though? Good morning and welcome to another episode of I Am Opinionated. I'm your host that goes by a plethora of names, monikers, and one appellation, but call me whatever it is that you call me. First off, I'd like to thank my guest from last night, State Rep Ashley Bland Man Love, as well as Johnny Waller, and my co-host Negus Kafaru, aka Hero. Thank everybody for who checked us out last night, and to my guests and my co-hosts. It was a great show, and it it ran it ran longer than I think any of us had anticipated, but I think we're extremely proud of the outcome. So thanks to everybody. And one more thing, shout out to my guy Mike Nash, because he was supposed to be on the show last night, but couldn't make it. But we're gonna get him on a future episode. So shout out to my guy Mike Nash. Um, Now, keep in mind that this is multi-streaming to a variety of different platforms. So you can check me out on YouTube, Notoriously Opinionated. You can check me out on Spotify, on Areas of Human Activity, and right here on Facebook Live every morning, Monday through Friday, I Am Opinionated, and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. for Notoriously Opinionated. So, with that being said, my first opinion. Now, I know I said I was off Nate Robinson, but it's like he just keep doing shit to make me want to talk about him, you know. So I was looking for something else on Twitter yesterday, but because I was following Nate Robinson, when I seen his pop up, I looked at it and I happened to see it was like the little bio they be having the people at the beginning. And Nate Robinson's bio, I mean, I was rocking with it for a second because it was like, 11-year NBA veteran, 3-time NBA slam dunk champion, which is true. Nobody has ever won the slam dunk championship 3 times, right? Nate Robinson's the only cat to do it. But what got me on him is in his bio, next to 11-year NBA vet and 3-time slam dunk champion, is pro boxer. Hey man, come on, bro. Stop. Please stop. You are not you got paid like $600 to get knocked the hell out. Don't put you it's like you tarnishing the you can't put pro boxer next to 3-time dunk champ and 11-year NBA. Come on, man. Don't. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is trying to compose myself so that I don't re-engage and start talking about this dude for the next 350 some odd days. But don't put pro boxer next to 11-year NBA champ and 3-time slam dunk champion. You tarnishing the rest of your stuff. You just don't do it. It's just stop. Anyway, so today in Human Past, and again I call it Human Past because I don't call it history. especially American history, even though um, it was black and brown people who created American history before any colonizer came to this continent talking about anything, because pretty much every time a colonizer came to this continent, it was somebody already here that fought their ass off. You know, it was already somebody here. You know, you cannot found something with people on it. You just can't. So that's why I call it human past, because American history does not always accurately depict human past. So um, today in human past, has anybody ever heard of the Lincoln Motion Picture Company? Yeah, me neither. Till I looked it up. So the Lincoln Motion Picture Company was started by two brothers by the name of Noble and George Johnson, and they literally started a motion picture company. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made black films, and they made black films for black people, you know. And so it's like everybody thought that it was, and no diss to him. Like, I respect and dig what the brother's doing, but Tyler Perry, he got his own studio, you know, but he has a studio in 2020. These brothers had a motion picture company in 1916. You know, this is like, people was like 20, 30 years removed out of slavery, and you have two black men that is making movies. You know, so it's big what Tyler Perry is doing. Again, no discredit. You know, that's big what he's doing, but he's doing it in an era to where people got that kind of money, where black people got that kind of sway. You know what I'm saying? To where you got a brother that can pull that off. To do it in 1916, though, that that was huge. So shout out to the Lincoln Motion Picture Company. Why they called it the Lincoln Motion Picture Company, I don't know. But shout out to Noble and George Johnson, you know, ancestors right now, who started the first all black motion picture company. Um, so yeah, that was a interesting thing for me to come across. But you know, it's just, when you come across things like that and you research it and you look at it, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? You think about things that go on today and how many excuses people come up with to not do extraordinary things. And you talking about these two brothers that started a motion picture company in 1916. Come on, man. People wasn't doing that. Black people wasn't doing that, you know, but these two brothers did, you know. But so last night there was a fantastic discussion, and we covered a lot of topics, and we covered a lot of like micro issues within each one of these topics. One of the topics that we hit on was criminal justice reform. You know, we did not go as much into criminal justice reform as we did into a lot of other topics, but I wanted to just, for a brief second, talk about this. So my question to my audience is, hey, what's up, more? Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Madam CJ Walker. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Uh, hold up. Let me put my dude's post up here. So let me start with this. So my dude's telling me how his nana kept him up on history, and the first woman millionaire was a black woman fresh off slavery's heels, and did it selling her hair products. That's Madam CJ Walker. You know, now it's argued that there was another black millionaire, either at the same time or slightly before Madam C.J. Walker. But Madam C.J. Walker was the first one that was a big one, you know, from selling hair care products. That's absolutely accurate. But so we was talking about prison reform, you know, and my question to everybody is this: what is the point of jail? What is the point of prison? What's the point of it? You know, to put bad people in their place? Is that what the point of prison is? Because if that's the case, then you need to walk around some of these prisons and take a look around at the prison population. All those cats don't need to be in there if it's just to remove the bad people from society. You know what I'm saying? We should go look and see who's in these prisons and see if they match what your purpose is for putting people in prison, you know, because like Johnny was saying last night, you have a bunch of dudes who are drug dealers who got caught doing low-level drug dealing work and are getting double-digit years in prison. You had people who were getting all kinds of time in LA for selling weed, and here it is some 30, 40 years later, weed legal. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at the reasons why they putting people in prison and the conditions. And I mean, anybody who knows who Kalief Browder is can know what the effects of prison can have on people. And this is especially this is a touchy subject for me. I get really in my feelings about this particular subject because I'm a product of this subject. You know, I feel like the criminal justice system sifted half my life, if not half of it, at least a third of it. Sifted a third of my life. Like there is so much. Anyway, so to kind of detail what happens to people when they engage in things like this, I'm gonna take you to, has anybody heard of the Stanford prison experiment? The Stanford prison experiment, right? So if you have not heard about it, want to hear it, here you go, right? So the Stanford prison experiment was an experiment to where you had Stanford professors that created a mock jail setting in the basement of Stanford University. Like it literally happened inside of Stanford University, right? They had 24 volunteers that they screened who didn't have mental health issues, didn't have criminal backgrounds, didn't have any of that. And it was out of a pool of 70 people. So out of this pool of 70 people, you had 24 that were randomly selected, right? 12 of them became prison guards randomly. 12 of them became prison inmates randomly. And they all agreed to participate and do a 2-week experiment for $15 a day, right? So needless to say, the experiment did not last the whole 2 weeks. It lasted all of 6 days. Why did it last only 6 days? Because they had like literal 6x9 cells, right? They had 6x9 cells. They had a small room that was the hole, right? They had another room that was where the COs were supposed to meet, like the CO's office, right? And there were 3 people per cell. So 3 people in a 6x9 cell, right? So you started to see, they said over the course of a few days, they started to see how the students who were, and they were all classmates, like they all went to Stanford. They were all classmates. So you start to see how the ones that were slated to be COs, prison guards, correctional officers is what CO stands for, how they started to kind of feel themselves, and they, began to bully and became aggressive and super assertive, over assertive with the ones who were prescribed the prisoner designation, the ones who were the inmates. And they said they slowly started to see the inmates shrink and become depressed, became full of anxiety, and they shrank. Now I don't know what kind of cats these were, because the cats I was in there with, we was like, open the door, pop the gate, we can see what's up. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it depends, because there's two different kinds of people when you get in there. You got people kind of like these Stanford students who, when they were incarcerated, even though it was supposed to be 14 days, but even though it was 6 days, they cracked in 6 days. 6 days. Try doing 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Khalif Browder killed himself. Khalif Browder killed himself. His mother said he came out of prison and would walk her driveway like it was a prison cell. And it's like Mano said in the song, what they did to you, you ain't never getting back. You can't get back that time. You can't get back the loved ones that passed while you were there. You can't get that back, And I'm not even saying that there are things that people do to where they don't deserve some sort of punishment. But the way that they do it in America is corrupt. Number one, because they trick a lot of young people into telling on themselves, because young people don't know their rights. They don't know the law. They know that they probably didn't do what they said, what they've been said that they've done, and so in their mind, they like, well, if I just talk to this dude, I'm out of here tonight. I can make it home, I can make it home before my favorite show come on at 10. And then next thing you know, he's in prison, literally fighting for his life on a daily basis until he established himself, So the psychological breakdown of just prison in general is horrific, right? And then try going to the hole for 5.5 years. 23-hour solitary lockdown. There is no getting out and all this, going to jobs and lobby. Ain't none of that. You develop what is called tactile dysfunction. It means you become dysfunctional when you're touched. You are away from human touch for so long. When somebody touches you, you freak out. When people come too close to you, you freak out. And if you have a battle mentality, when people come close to you, the first thing you do, what's up? That's the first thing. That's your first response. That's your first reaction, And you take that psychological dysfunction home with you. And it takes a very strong mind to break that. I know a lot of strong individuals, mentally strong individuals. They may be bean poles physically, but mentally, they giants. I know a lot of cats like that. I know a lot of cats that's still in there like that. and that's fighting for their freedom because they have been maybe not wrongly convicted, but they've had their sentence elongated for some bull crap because of the way this system is, right? I think Stanford needs to do another experiment on the court system. Let's try that one so we can see how judges react, how juries react, how mass incarceration was increased because you can't see that many black faces in the jury. You know, it's no different than having white police an area where they don't live. You don't give a damn about them people. It's no different than having a jury full of white people that's judging a black man and they don't know what his life has been like. He gonna get found guilty every time and sent to prison for the rest of his life. Facts. Thank you for rocking with me this morning. This has been AM Opinionated. Remember to support small and black businesses. They need you right now more than ever. This pandemic is killing small and black businesses. Remember, don't just seize the day, seize the moment. You might not make it through the whole day, you know. And I think I just want to leave you with, no matter how much they try to make you feel like black people are expendable, we not. We inextinguishable. Peace. I'm out.